I have always had an interest in environmental concern. Riding a bike in the city is a very natural thing for me. I'm an industrial postgraduate at Chalmers University for Novair, focusing on aviation and the environment. I split my time between the university and being a pilot for Novair. And the fact that Novair invests so much in efficient green flying is very positive. The VINGA project is a European environmental project that I work with. The EU chose Novair as the only European airline to further improve green approaches. Novair now developed these as the only airline together with Göteborg Landvetter Airport, Airbus, its subsidiary Kuoni, and the Swedish air navigation service provider LFV. Regular green approaches are today carried out by gliding on a straight path towards a runway, which mitigate emissions but still expose the neighbors living underneath the approach path to noise. By flying curved green approaches, we can choose a route to avoid overflying residential areas, but this requires completely different, more sophisticated onboard navigation capabilities. We will now fly to Egypt, and when we return back home, we will carry out a curved green approach, gliding from our cruising altitude over southern Sweden, flying over areas where we don't disturb anyone and with engines at idle thrust to ensure minimal emissions. Finally, we will bring down the Airbus safely at Göteborg Landvetter Airport.
Baila mi cumbia, oye mi cumbia vera. Baila mi cumbia, oye mi sandunguera. Baila mi cumbia, oye mi cumbia vera.
The high-level objective of the VINGA project is to get all stakeholders within the industry to work in partnership to decrease emissions and mitigate noise exposure. Significant results can be made through improved air traffic control, allowing aircraft to fly a direct route, but also through new technology, for example the use of GPS navigation on approaches. What we are about to do now is based on a very sophisticated technology. We use satellite navigation instead of the regular radio beacons. We program the navigation system of the aircraft with all relevant information before leaving cruising altitude and starting the approach. We give the computers on board the possibility to calculate the optimum approach path where we can avoid populated areas. The key word is flight path shortening, meaning that we take a shorter route towards the runway at the end of the flight. We're now approaching Göteborg Landvetter Airport.
Navigator 502, wind 180 degrees, 12 knots, runway 21, clear to land.
3-4 är uppfattat. Ska vi uppdatera nu?
2500. $50, $40, $30, $20, retard, retard.
Through this single green curved approach, we have decreased emissions with approximately 500 kilos of carbon dioxide, and it's easy to imagine the positive effects this would have if the technique were introduced at a larger scale in Europe. Within the scope of this EU project, Novair will also work on and evaluate green departures, and we believe that we will be able to show environmental savings equal to those of the green approaches.